Well, welcome to the show. There's no music tonight. I apologize about that. Getting right to the heart of it. Why is Gabbin and Games on tonight? Is Madhouse canceled? Of course, Madhouse is not canceled, yo. So we will be back with a proper Madhouse Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. We have a great deal of video game news given not just what happened I guess starting, really Saturday, a week from this last Saturday, kicking it off with the summer horror awards, Game Fest, going all the way up into, we're actually still not done. Konami has something coming up this week, and that's the main last thing that's happening with Silent Hill F, Metal Gear Delta. Maybe we'll get a demo drop, who's to say. But we will continue to do shows here at 6:30, whether it's a Madhouse or a Gabbin and Games. We're trying to work that out. I'm happy to talk about the reasons why. If you're interested, let me know in the chat. But I see Bunny Button in there. I don't like spending my 6:30 on hours without Miss Bunny Button. I already miss her. So if you're bored, Bunny, and you want to jump in, I know you're not much into video games, but we'd love to have you as always. But no, Madhouse is tomorrow, Madhouse Thursday. Madhouse is also coming back on Friday. And then shut up, Willie, you fuck. Willie says the schedule's too complicated. It's not complicated. We're just trying to work. You know what? It doesn't matter. Welcome to the show. It's nice to see everybody. Okay, here's what's going on tonight. This is Gabbin and Games. If you're here usually for Madhouse, this is the game show we do on this channel. It's mostly me. I worked for 20 plus years in video games, making a bunch of games, including working with the team to make Twisted Metal. And as you can see down below, our first goal tonight, $100. Will, whether it's super chats or membership, adding up the money. If we get $100, we'll watch the Twisted Metal 2 trailer. I have not seen it. People have been telling me it's really good. People tell me that the Axel is in it, so I am very much looking forward to watching it. Bunny Button says, I'm just curious here, coloring by myself. Rip Madhouse. Bunny Button, you old so-and-so, come on now. Madhouse is not dead, you nerds. Shut up. Madhouse is alive and well. It's just, the gist of it is we want the topics. We want to be excited about everything we talk about on this channel. And doing it 5 nights a week at the moment, it's very hard to find content every single night, 5 days a week, that we're like jumping out of our skins to tell you about. Of course, there's already stuff piling up for tomorrow's show, Thursday's show, and Friday's show. I did not comb my hair. This is just sort of what it looked like when I woke up, and nothing's changed, Willie Farnsworth. Okay. Now, Tech is here, though. Let's bring Tech on for a brief moment. Tech, I am going to hide the chat because this is still a very chat-heavy show, but Tech is going to be watching, producing the show and watching in the, there you baby. He's going to, I got to move this here.
What are we moving?
You goddamn right. Let me move Tech out of the way. Don't go anywhere, Tech. I just got to move there you go, so people can see this. Okay, there we go. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. Very generous super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Drew Desato, Desadoo, get the hype train rolling. You goddamn right. We're already $10. We're 9. We're almost there to watch Twisted Metal. Don't be babies. Let's do it. But Tech is going to hit me up when there's an interesting chat tonight. We're going to try things different a little bit this week because I think that the show is better when we're not constantly. Oh, Tech, did you already update it?
Yep, I can do that.
Look at him go. Look at him go. The show is better when we're not constantly stopping what we're saying to yell at somebody. But if there's something good you want to say, something interesting, Tech will see it. Tech will let me know. So make sure they're good comments. Also, you can call in on your camera and audio, or just your headset, not on the phone, basically, not on the Discord. There is a link in the YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Twitch, from time to time, Tech will also put the link in the chat. If you would, Tech, it's right up there. Do you see where it is?
Yep, it's pinned to the top, and I'll post it again.
Excellent. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, here we go. So look, the other goal tonight, and I only bring it up, whether we make it or not is irrelevant. It would be nice to make it, but I bring it up because this is a very exciting time. And I talk about this all the goddamn time, every time there's a Steam Next Fest. But what you have to understand, and I saw Destin from IGN post this the other day, and he posted a bunch of video, he posted a bunch of pre-built game PCs that you can buy at Best Buy for like $600, $700. And they were pretty darn good gaming rigs. And his whole point was basically what I've been saying, and a lot of people have been saying forever. I am not PC master race. I don't give a fuck what you do. Games are great wherever you play them, however you get to play them. I think that's great. But the amount of shit right now, if you are a PC gamer, that will be on console too, that you can taste test and demo is staggering. And so what we will be doing this evening is we will be playing, if we make our goal of $200 in super chats or memberships, 90 minutes of new game demos post show. And there are some fucking great game demos that I've already gone through. And we will be talking about those, and I will be showing those tonight if we get there. But I mean, this is some good fucking shit, man. This is not just what you saw on Keeley or the PC Gamer Show or the Future Game Show or State of Play. There's demos in there as well, which we can talk about, and we will. But these are just, I think there's over 500 demos right now that you can play that just went live today and will be live for a week. And I'll tell you how to get them if you don't get a chance to play them all. You can download them, and then you just find the executable. Even though they pull it off the thing, you can still play it as long as you want. But there's some really, really good stuff in here, not the least of which is, let me show you. This is what I've been playing, right? So we'll talk about Ninja Gaiden in just a second. Tormented Souls. I mean, remember Tormented Souls 1? Thank you, Tech. We played Tormented Souls 1 on this very stream, and now the sequel is out, and I played a little bit of it, and I hope to play it with you guys tonight. This is basically the Resident Evil, the old school Resident Evil. Let me turn it off, audio, that you have been really wanting. It's old school controls, really gory, really gross, really good so far. I've played about 30 or 40 minutes. I'll start from scratch though and play with you guys if we want. And it's just goddamn fun. That is on the list for tonight. In beautiful fucking graphics. I don't know why they're showing cutscenes. Come on, show me gameplay. There we go. But this is out. This is playable. Come on, show me the game, fucks. Terrible trailer, but you know what I'm talking about. Another one that we have ready to go tonight is, where did it go? This is, if you don't know Shannon Studstill, she ran Sony Santa Monica. She produced God of War. I worked with her. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. Her new game, along with Rob Pardo, who left Blizzard ages ago, one of the key founders of Blizzard, is now available to play. It is Wildgate. And hopefully I'm playing it tonight. I haven't played it yet, but I hear it's great. It's basically just the combat of Sea of Thieves, but it is spaceships. So you're able to jetpack over to the other guy's ships and fight in zero G on the ships, but you're also able to take command of the ships themselves and fire laser cannons and blah, blah, blah. And I think you're going after one relic and then you're trying to hit the jump point is what it is. So this is something we will be playing. If you're interested in playing with us, download it. If you have a PC, I imagine it will come to console, but the demo right now, I believe, is only on Steam. So that's another one that we'll be playing tonight. So it's just a really fun time. And I've talked about this before, and the idea of why I think this means so much to me and why I love this stuff so much is that it does remind me, as I've said ad nauseum, and I'm sorry to keep hitting it, but you just don't get it. If you weren't there at the early E3s, ask other people that were, because this is like E3. You are just wandering the fucking digital show floor, and there are hundreds of games to play, some that you've heard of, some that you've been excited about for years, and some you're like, what the fuck is that? And you find the next thing to get hyped over. So speaking of, oh, by the way, there's the, here's the There's the Twisted Metal 2 trailer. If we make it up, we're at $12. If we get to $100 tonight, we will watch it. We will talk about it. I have not seen it yet. I hear it's great. Now, speaking of, I want to talk briefly about some of the responses I have been hearing about Keeley Show's State of Play Xbox. I think
we do have a $2 super chat. Tell Jaffe about this.
I don't know what that means, but I appreciate the
Thank
super
you,
chat.
John Pond.
Thank you, John Pond. Tell him about that. Which is that the docking thing that
Fingers.
that Ken, Bigfoot Ken, thinks is going to turn you into a LGBT character? Is that the deal?
Yeah, apparently.
And I see in there, Kenny B, I'll get you on in just a couple of minutes. But I got to say, I think Darth Nugget from our community was saying this. If you are one of the people that are disappointed in all of the shows, we had Keeley Show, State of Play, and the Xbox Showcase. If you are one of those people and you're disappointed, I understand only to the degree that you are bummed out about the fact that you want the days of old. You want the first party drops consistently, blah, blah, blah. Now, Xbox has done that recently. I still don't think their first party games are as great as Sony's in terms of quality, but I think they're still, right now, they're my favorite first party publisher because there's just so much. And yes, did they buy their way to that? Sure, but everybody buys their way to success. Money's just one of the many tools you use. It's not like Sony didn't do it. They tried. Trust me, you guys know. Whoa, you must be rich, says the kid from hey, thanks, buddy. All right. And we also got 5 gifteds, I think, as well, which is so let's see. Wiley FTW, thank you, buddy. Twisted Metal Fun, very generous, very kind, very nice. I'm looking forward to this. Looks like we might just make it. And then we also got Bold Alpha Wolf dropping 5 gifted memberships. So Tech, you're including that, right? 25 plus 50 plus, yeah, you got it. All right, he's a math guy. I don't know math so good. Okay, so I understand that if you're like, that's what you wanted. Okay, cool. But we're in different places now. How did you move my face over there, Tech? How do I get it up here in the upper left or somewhere else? There we go. But if you just look at the games, yes, they're not mostly exclusive. Yes, they're not first party. But I would argue that the number of people that really give a shit about that are so minimal compared to the number of people that buy games and have to buy games for them to be successful that I just don't think it matters. And I think to look at this showcase, all of the showcases, and go, oh, it wasn't good. Forget the indie stuff. We've got Resident Evil. I'm not a big Death Stranding guy, but I know there was the whole thing with Kojima yesterday. Apparently people are excited. Atomic Heart 2 looked great. Sonic, we'll look at some hands-on. There was a bunch of hands-on previews dropping today from Keeley's live show. Sonic looks great. Obviously, Cosmic Invasion from Marvel, Onimusha. Let's see. I mean, you've seen these, but I'm just going to go through the big ones that it strikes me as odd if you walk away from these shows and go, eh. Mina the Hollower from the guys who made Hollow Knight. There's a demo of that we'll be playing this week, maybe tonight. Dying Light Beast, we have some hands-on impressions from it. On and on. Ill, we'll be looking at tonight. And then that's just Keeley's show. Then you go to State of Play, Pragmata, James Bond, Fighting Souls, Romeo is a Dead Man, Ghost of Yodi, and then you go to Xbox, and it's like, wow, I don't know how people are complaining other than they're just kind of predisposed to bitch about things because why not? Let's see if Kenny B has any thoughts on the subject. Kenny B, it's good to see you again, buddy. How are you? How's life, champ?
Hey, good sir. How you doing?
I am
Life
doing great.
is okay.
Yeah.
I'm currently searching for a job.
Okay, so you're not. Last time we talked, you were driving. Was it?
I work EMS.
EMS. Okay. And what happened?
Yeah.
You're not doing that anymore?
Yeah. Well, at the time, I was working in a per diem capacity,
Okay.
and I still can, but it's just I'd rather right now just focus on the transition, which I've been doing these past couple of years into IT. But
Okay.
as you know, the IT market is pretty finicky at the moment.
I
So,
didn't know that. I would have assumed with all the people transitioning to AI, there'd be more and more demand to have everybody's computers up and running pretty good. Well, the good news is you've got video games to escape into. So
there you go. There
as
you
you
go.
have been, let me ask you that. Do you find that, I mean, is that something you look at video games and you say, like, is it one of your escapes from the real world? Like, do you look at games that way, or you don't really think about them like that?
Of course, I 100% agree. That's definitely one perspective that I carry, and I've been playing video games since the NES days. Right when I was 5 years old, my parents brought me my first Nintendo during that Christmas holiday. So yeah, it's
Right.
definitely a form of escapism, and
You
it's
know,
also a form of entertainment. It's a form of art, and it's interactive. And
right.
for all of us that's really immersed in this community, like we see the potential that it has. And that's why I wanted to talk to you. And you kind of alluded to that a bit for the past few minutes, is that, and I've seen you from time to time speak on that, where some people say, "Oh my God, this generation is boring," or "There's nothing going on this generation."
Right.
And you just showed a slate of games from all different genres that's coming out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who are these people that's still complaining? Like, you have all this technology, all of these games,
Yeah.
like, so yeah. And one of the
It's
ones
yeah,
I'm
you
looking forward to is Ill. So
oh, we're gonna be talking about Ill. There was a new because the trailer came out the other day again, the second trailer, but there's actual, I don't know if you've watched it yet, but IGN put up 3 minutes of gameplay. In fact, you know what? Fuck it. Let's look at it right now and then let's talk
I
about
did
it.
not see that, and
Well,
I'll
we are
watch
about
that
to
with you.
watch it together. Stay on the line. Let's watch it, and then I want to know what you think because I've not watched it either, but
Mhm.
I am excited for it. So let's see. One second. All right, and then I'll get those super chats and acknowledge them in just a second. But this is Ill, and let me make it big, and it's 2 minutes of gameplay. Here we go. Tech, let me know if the sound's okay.
I'm not hearing audio from it.
Wait, what Tech?
I'm not hearing audio from the video.
Okay, let's fix that because you got to get the audio. One sec. Kenny, are you hearing any audio or no?
The audio as well, but boy, does that look so good.
It
Oh, I
does.
cannot wait.
Let's make sure the audio works. Hang on, I can get
That
that
is a
fixed.
day one for sure.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
agree.
goodness.
I agree. Although these things can be deceiving, but all right, here we go. Let's share it with the
Hold on.
audio this time. No, not video, you stupid fuck. Share screen. We will share. There we go. Okay, this should be working now. Here we go. All right. How about now, Tech? Okay. I mean, it does. If this is to be believed, and I'm sure it is. It looks gorgeous, and when you start seeing in a minute the enemies and how they respond, it's one of those times where I am glad companies like Naughty Dog and Unreal lead the way on enemy responses instead of just standard ragdolling or whatever. It looks like it's going to feel so good to shoot these fuckers because it seems real physics based. Not that ragdolling's not physics. Hey, there's supposed to be like gameplay. Fuck you, IGN. That's all we got. That game is ill. I don't know if they've put a release date out, but what do you think, Kenny? You still excited for it?
Very much excited. One thing that I was always very interested with the Unreal Engine when they first started showcasing it was how powerful it was, and I was just waiting. Of course, with every console generation, as the years go on, they figure the system out more. They're able to output more, right? So now we're starting to see these type of games come out, and I think Ill is going to be one of those games that definitely showcases what the engine could do, like you said, with the physics and the lighting and the atmosphere creation. And like some of these games, with what they're doing with Unreal Engine 5 is amazing. So it's only, in my opinion, it can only get better from here.
I agree. I mean, there are always those games that promise that and don't deliver, but I'm gonna cross my fingers on this one because I just think it looks really fun. It is interesting though. The more I think about, I come back to the movie Ready Player One numerous times. I don't know if you've ever seen it or if you.
Yes, of course.
All right. Well, that opening scene where Wade Watts is kind of going down the stacks and everybody's lost in VR and stuff. And I hate the idea that as I get older, I become less hopeful about the quality of life outside of the digital. But the older I get, the more I see things, I don't forgive anybody, including myself, for escaping into these fucking worlds, because the world that's been left to us and that we've created sometimes feels a lot less fun and a lot shittier. So here's what I'll say in parting. Thanks for calling, Kenny, and supporting the show. I would just say that I wish you luck in getting into your field of dreams and keep us informed. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. There he goes, fellas. Good Sir Kenny. Looks like we made the Twisted Metal 2 trailer react goal. Excellent, you guys. Fan-fucking-tastic. Thank you guys very, very much. Tech, can you change that if you go over into text and say, now let's start tracking the 90-minute game demo post-show? Okay. Okay, we will get to Twisted Metal in just a couple of minutes. I do want to talk before we get there about this game, Mind's Eye, which is coming out tomorrow. I don't understand what in the Sam Hill is wrong with me.
Rated M for mature.
Everybody that I have talked to who has played it or who knows people who have played it, they're just like this. I think we've all read about the previews where the team had to turn on invulnerability, and this was only like a month ago or 3 weeks ago, because literally there were parts of the game you couldn't get past, and that was a press preview. It's hard to imagine this is going to be good, but rarely have I seen a game that, even with all of that, all of those red flags, I'm still really interested. And this comes out tomorrow, California time, 10 a.m. And I'm going to wake up, and if the reviews, because the embargo is tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well, which should not make you feel good about anything, nor should the previews. I was watching Mr. Matty Plays preview, and he was like, one of those very heavily, if they can do this, and if they can do that, and if they can do that, it could be pretty special. But what that probably means is, unless the build that the reviewers actually got and the game that we can buy tomorrow at 10 a.m. is leaps and bounds from what they played, it's probably going to be a turd. The question is, though, is it going to be a turd like Saints Row the 4th, whatever it was, the 4th or whatever the one was that everybody hated, but I liked? I actually liked the last Saints Row game. I didn't love it. I didn't find it the best game ever made, But it didn't have to be. It scratched a particular itch, which was kind of sandbox that didn't take itself serious. This is kind of similar to me in that if it's playable and it's fun, even though it could be janky as all get out, and it's kind of like a B game, I'm still very, very excited. But if it turns out tomorrow it comes out and people are like, dude, it's not that. I know what you're going for, Jaffe. I know what you want. This is not that. This is jank city to the point that it's unplayable. I don't know. I don't know if I can put up polls on this, unfortunately. I'd love to put up a poll and see how interested you guys are in this. I think you can at least put up one on YouTube Tech. We should find out, is it just me when I look at this and go, holy shit, this is pretty cool? Or are other folks also feeling some kind of interest in this title? By the way, I do want to say thank you very much before we get to the next story. We got Drew DeSato sent a gift membership, sent 2 gift memberships. Eris Stone, welcome, good sir, to the Diet Fucking Soda Soldiers. And again, Bold Alpha Wolf, thank you so much for supporting the show. Don't forget, if we get up to $200 tonight, we will play 90 minutes of game
Jenkin
demos,
City.
including one I'm about to show you, which I've been playing all day long. It's really good. It's really fucking good. Hang on, let me find it. This one. Boy, this was not on my radar. This is the new Ninja Gaiden. The demo is out today. I don't know what to say about it as it relates to hardcore gamers. Because this Ninja Gaiden, just like Ninja Gaiden Black 2, seems like it's been tuned for, like, maybe there's a hardcore mode, and I'm not saying it's super easy or anything, but it feels like this to me doesn't feel like old school SNES Contra. This feels, I'm trying to think of a game where it felt fair and it didn't feel like we want to make a punishing fucking game. And I get that Ninja Gaiden is that, and it may very well become that. I don't know. But I have been very pleased that Ninja Gaiden Black 2 was clearly tuned to be, at least in the default mode, more playable. I am excited that Ninja Gaiden 4 hopefully will be following that, especially when you play this, which we'll play tonight if there's time, or if we get our membership goal hit. But this is really fucking fun. It just feels great to play. I highly recommend it. Now, again, the real question is this some new directive from, there is a new president at Sony, not Sony, it's Sega, who used to work at Sony. And I get it's Koei Tecmo, but Shinobi. No, never mind. I'm thinking Shinobi. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden. I don't know who's driving that bus then. Maybe it's Microsoft, even though they don't own it. It's going to be on Game Pass day one. I have no clue. It is weird that this was a Game Pass drop. Ninja Gaiden Black 2. I think this is a Game Pass drop, but I don't think Ninja Gaiden, whatever it's called, the 2D one is. I could be wrong on that, but still, I really, because I avoided the Ninja Gaiden games forever. I just stayed the fuck away from these games because they looked cool, but everybody talked about how punishing and how super duper fucking hard they were. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks. And then I just said, fuck it, it's free, quote, free on Game Pass. I'll try Ninja Gaiden Black 2, the remake, remaster, whatever. And I was like, what the fuck have I been missing? This series is batshit cool. It is exactly what I want. And lo and behold, it's tuned to a degree that I can actually play it, and I'll probably finish it. I'm almost done with it. So I don't know if anybody's heard about how they're planning on tuning 4, but I really hope at least there's a mode that is for people who don't just want punishing bullshit. Look how cool this looks. Think about that. Who had it on their bingo card that goddamn Ninja Gaiden in 2025 was going to come out with 3 great games? Black 2, Ninja 4 probably will be great. And then Ninja Gaiden, what was
Ragebound.
Ragebound. I mean, think about that. Nobody saw it coming. You know what else they didn't see coming was this right here, Twisted Metal.
By the way,
yeah,
Ragebound will be coming out on Game Pass.
No, will it?
Yes, it's
I mean,
confirmed.
come on now. Really? Oh my God.
Everyone should get Game Pass. It's a great service.
It is great, but play the demo. Trust me, it's the knees bees. It's kind of weird they don't have the demo on Game Pass. Okay, so I was delighted by Twisted Metal Season 1. I don't remember if they dropped everything all at once or how that worked. But I'm thinking of doing a rewatch. Maybe I was talking to Bunny Button about maybe doing a rewatch and commenting on each of them in sort of a live stream. This is season 2, which apparently is really, really great. Let's watch it together. Here we go. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Let's see what the big fuss is. 3, 2. Wow. He looks just like him.
1.
Calypso, I mean, and
Let's rock.
oh my God, they got the fucking song. Oh my God. Oh my God. How happy he is. I don't know why Dollface. Oh my God. I don't know why Dollface is driving that little ATV. Oh my God. Oh, this junkyard dog. Oh, come on. Is he going to fucking take out that goddamn... Oh my God. Is he going to take the scythe and drag it along the goddamn ground? I don't know who that guy was. Oh, my baby. My baby.
You sure you're not worried about the kid?
Oh, I'm sure. She's not going anywhere without this.
Who's that? Is she from 3? Is that Flower Power girl? Who the fuck is that? Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot believe this exists. Thank you, PlayStation Productions. God damn. God damn.
I've been waiting minutes to do this.
Come on, flip around. Give me the fucking knife, bitch. Oh, oh, oh. Now look. I do not do shtick. I do not do reactions. I don't do bullshit streamery. Oh my God. These are my babies. This is like I've not seen my kids for a very long time. I've caught up with them. And oh my God, I loved season 1. Not the least of which was because it was so faithful. It was his own thing, of course. You can't just remake the game as a movie or a show, but it was so fucking faithful to the games we made. But this is a different thing. This, I mean, again, I don't know if that's the season finale we just saw, and there's only one big car combat thing, but that seems like they actually fucking got it. It seems like they understand it, which we always knew. Oh, how is this show not a bigger hit? You'd think this show would be a huge fucking hit in kind of redneck towns. Because I know I'm the most progressive guy you know, but I grew up in Alabama. It's a love letter to Utah, where the guys who made it with me were, and Alabama, and fuck. All right, anyway. Well, I think it's great. What do you think, Tech?
Was the follow-up recommended video how to beat a traffic violation?
Yeah, I don't know. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. No
we see
clue
Twisted
why.
Metal, and it's like, this is how you beat a traffic violation, guys.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. That's pretty good. What'd you think of the trailer?
I'm gonna be watching for sure. I've never played the games, but I've been getting into the lore, doing research on who David Jaffe is. So
Look, and you know what? I mean, that guy. I don't know who that actor is there. Playing Calypso. I know he's been in something else. People who are in the know are in the know, but this guy looks. I mean, the costuming is almost exactly like the guy G. Russell Reynolds, who was Calypso in the last Twisted Metal. But that's amazing. That's fucking amazing. Who is the girl? Does anybody in the chat know who the blonde girl is at the end? Oh, Axel. Who's the blonde girl supposed to be? Is that Flower Power or something? Because that was like a blonde Beach Babe I kind of remember, but that's the only one I can think. Oh my God. That is amazing. They did. What the fuck is going on? Now I wonder if this is like a cloaking thing. So because obviously, you know, in a video game, we never had to answer why it was so stupid to have that as a car, practically, but maybe he's got some kind of shield. Let's see. Dollface. I don't know why Dollface is writing that, but okay. There's Junkyard Dog. Oh my God. Don't know who that is. And I guess there's Vermin. Oh, I did not, Rocker Matt. No. Well, look, I actually kind of don't want to know anymore because it's coming out next month and I'm good waiting. But is it a big spoiler to know, Rocker Matt, who the blonde girl is? Are we supposed to know who that is? Because I honestly don't have a clue who that is. Trying to see if there's any other cars that I don't like. I don't know who that is. That looks like Spectre there with the white car, which I guess they're driving Spectre, right? If I remember how the first show ended. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't know who this girl is. So if you know in the chat, hit us up, let us know. All right, there. Yeah, who is that? I don't know. All right, we're gonna move on. But thank you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching that with me. That is absolutely fucking excellent. I love it. Looking forward to it. Okay, let's move on down the road a little bit. Let's check out. Where did it go? Yeah, as a reminder, which car is DEI? Fuck you, K-Nubs. That's which car is DEI. Konami is hosting a Metal Gear Solid, Delta Snake Eater, and Silent Hill F live stream this week. We will be streaming it. It's 6 a.m. Fuck it. I'll get up and do it. I don't give a fuck. It's 37 minutes long. It'll be on the 12th, which is 9, 10, 11. It's the Thursday. So we'll do that. It's an opportunity to hear directly from the creative minds behind iconic franchises. I'm jazzed for this. Like I said, I really hope we get a demo drop of one of these games. August is not too far away as it relates to Metal Gear, which means, come on, give us a fucking demo, God damn it. Or what they could do back in the day, they used to do this where you would play, like I was playing on emulation. I was playing Akuji the Heartless the other night, and it was from Crystal Dynamics, right? And so you could write at the title screen, it said Akuji the Heartless, and then underneath it, it was like or play Gex 3 or Tomb Raider 2 or whatever, you know? So, and Final Fantasy, I think, did that. The Bouncer did that or something. Like if you bought the Bouncer, you got the demo. It would be cool that if you pre-order Metal Gear or buy Metal Gear, you get a Silent Hill F demo. I think that would be fucking awesome. But anyway, yeah, we'll be streaming this. This is exciting. I got to ask you about this. I have still... Oh, okay. Blind Eye says the blonde girl is a new character in Twisted Metal for the show called Mayhem. Okay, cool. All right, excellent. Thank you for that. So I'm still very much in with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Obviously, the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 trailer that dropped a couple of days ago was, who knows? Sure, it'll be great. Sure, it'll be more great Call of Duty, but whatever. I haven't played it, though, in about 2 weeks, so I haven't gotten to experience this. It doesn't really bother me. It kind of feels like, I don't know, people are upset about it, but people are upset in games about everything. But if you don't know what this is, when you change your loadout in between lives, or you can do it whenever you want, but when you go to the loadout change, they're calling this an advertisement, which I guess it is. It's basically letting you know, hey, there's stuff that we sell in the store. Now, I don't know what happens if you click it. Does it pause the game? Does it queue it up that the minute the game is over, it'll take you there? Are you able to buy it? Like, I imagine the smart money is on, you can buy it right there and it just starts loading in. That's probably the best it's kind of like putting the gum in the magazines and tabloids up by the cash register at the grocery store. But I think, Marvel Snap is doing it now too. Marvel Snap, you're playing Marvel Snap and you come in and it's like, hey, here's this new card you could buy. John Sulk's vomiting. He doesn't like it. I don't know, man. It doesn't bother me. It's like, games cost a lot of money, and I don't know. I mean, it's funny. You know what's funny? People don't bitch about it in other places. Like you go to McDonald's and you buy a Happy Meal, and there's advertising for that week of the big movie that paid McDonald's tons of money. That's okay somehow. But this, which doesn't affect gameplay at all, is just another way for the company to make money. Hopefully that will trickle down to the team. If not, that's a problem. That's fucking weird. Up says, why do people hate the Blop 7 reveal?
Your microphone's dying, Jaffe.
Mine?
Yeah, it's like it's really distorted when you get loud.
Okay, how about now? Is it better?
It's way better.
I just won't get loud. Whatever. K-Nubs, why do people hate Blop 7? Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Just because it was the final trailer of Xbox. I didn't hate it. It just didn't seem okay. So I'll give you an example. Like, I didn't love the latest Black Ops campaign, although I liked it. I liked the other ones more, believe it or not. Certainly Black Ops, other ones more. But I'm going to turn my gain down a little bit. Let me know how that is. So, but even the last Black Ops 6 trailer that had all this political intrigue and stuff, it was like, okay, that's cool. There's Bill Clinton and there's George Bush, and this is going to be about the Patriot Act. What is this? This one just felt generic. So I get they weren't ready to reveal any multiplayer shit, which is fine. But if you're going to reveal Black Ops 7 and it's going to be the story aspect or the cinematic aspect, the campaign aspect, sorry, I want to be impressed. I want to be wowed. I want to go, oh shit, it takes place. I've never seen a submarine, you're in a submarine shootout. I've seen that, but you know what I'm saying? And suddenly it starts filling with water, kind of like Metal Gear, Modern Warfare 2 opening, or just something interesting. So that's why I was just like, it just looked like a generic shooter. It didn't kind of feel like it lived up to what we expect from a Call of Duty reveal. Alex says, did you watch Kojima's Death Stranding 2 stream? No, I did not. The only thing I saw was a headline from one of these game sites. And again, we all joke about Keighley coming all over Kojima. I don't know what the real thing is there, but apparently he was in full Jeff Keighley dick sucking mode as it relates to Kojima on this. But short of that, I didn't watch it. I like what I've seen. It looks really cool, but as I've said numerous times, I couldn't stay with the first one more than 4 hours, and I liked it, but I just knew that I was never going to dedicate the time. So a sequel coming out doesn't really do all that much for me, but it does look pretty great. You know what else looks pretty great, which we will play tonight if we make our goal? Tech, have you been updating the super chats? I know we just got K-Nubs.
I have, except for K-Nubs.
All right. Well, this is the sequel. That's wrong. This is not the sequel. This is the follow-up to Yacht Club Games' classic game, Shovel Knight, which is fucking amazing. And so what we're dealing with at this point is a demo. The demo is out now. I've heard it's one of the best demos at NextFest. Let's take a look at the trailer and see what we think. Here we go. Coming out Halloween, demo is out today. So I'm excited. I don't know if people are excited for this one as much as they were for Shovel Knight. This apparently has a really cool burrowing mechanic. I don't know what it is, but I'll know tonight when I play it. Where apparently it's not like crazy innovative, but it's really fun. It says when you get the hang of it, you can use it to dodge or explore or attack, and it's all on one single button. Apparently it's pretty neat. Brett Moore says, I feel like everyone wants Shovel Knight 2 instead of this. I mean, but that's the problem with everything, right? Nobody wants the same, nobody wants sequels, but they really do. I'm good with this, but I hear you. I know Shovel Knight is beloved. PG says it reminds me of Link's Awakening DX. Yeah, I can see that. I'm very excited. Looking forward to it. All right. So again, we're only $195 away, boys and ladies and men and gentlemen. If we get our goal, we're going to play demos tonight, at least for an hour and a half. How can you say no? How can you say no? I don't know. What's up, Tech? Where'd he go? Oh, Tech's back. All right.
Money
Okay.
me.
Money. Yeah.
me,
Okay. Now look, let's talk about the ROG Xbox Ally X. This guy, what I loved about what GameSpot has done during the show is they've just put out these little reels. And that's my ADD is very thrilled because it's 1 minute and 40 seconds of impressions. And we'll see a bunch of these throughout the show tonight. But this is his impression of the ROG Ally. And then I want to talk to you guys about it, see if you guys are excited about it, tell you what they say the price might be, and give you my thoughts. But here we go.
Xbox Ally X, and this one is making me a little bit jealous. It has a lot of cool features that I actually think I would like to see in a future Steam Deck, or maybe I'll just make the switch, who knows. The ergonomics are really great. A lot of the times you have to buy some sort of third-party grip for a thing like a Switch or a Steam Deck to make it have that nice grippy feel. This is just like that out of the box, and it has a nice textured feeling to the grips too, because it's modeled after an Xbox controller, so the ergonomics are all really solid. It also just reads your entire library. That was one thing that surprised me. They didn't say the word Steam library, but they did say popular third-party storefronts. And then when I explored the menus, I saw the Steam icon in there. So they had Steam, they had Battle.net, and of course, obviously, your Xbox collection, your Game Pass, all that stuff. So all nicely sorted in one place, easy to find, easy to have your whole collection together. That was a really nice touch. And the interface is really clean because it's running Windows technically, but it's a new version of Windows that's made to look like an Xbox interface. So when you start your Xbox, you've got all of your icons nicely sorted. There's an easy way to like go back to the Xbox menu, or to like see your metrics of how your performance is doing. It ran nice and quiet. The game being shown in it was the Gears of War Reloaded, the new remastered version that they're coming out with, and it ran really, really well, and it felt very at home on the ROG because of those triggers that I mentioned. So when you're playing a shooter, sometimes triggers can be too squishy, sometimes they can be a little bit too light, like on the Switch. This felt right because the Xbox has always had that really nice trigger feel. So it's coming out this holiday, and as a Steam Deck and even Switch lover, I'm very tempted.
So, I mean,
I have played the new.
I think, here's, I don't want to watch the whole thing. Let's just go to the last couple minutes. This is Destin's.
And it'll do its best to find a solution. At least that's what they claimed. I didn't really get to try it out. So my overall thoughts. I think this handheld is exciting and could actually give the Steam Deck a run for its money. I think having a third-party partner will allow Xbox devices to play PlayStation games, and this strategy is actually laying the groundwork for what they do in the future. That's what I believe. It also felt really good to play. Like, I was already considering a PC-like handheld device, and if this comes in at the right price, I think they have a good shot of not only selling well, but also getting into the handheld market at a time when Nintendo seems to be locking it down a bit too much for my liking. But what do you think about everything?
I'm the problem is, joking aside, I really rarely go outside. Tech, are you into this shit? I know you're a PC gamer, but do you care about this stuff?
I am so fucking excited. The partnership with ROG is going to make this amazing. Have you used the ROG handheld before?
No, I've wanted to, but I just haven't had a reason to buy one.
In terms of like ergonomics between this or the Steam Deck, it seems like it's the exact same dimensions as the ROG. It's like almost exactly. Same like plastic screen over the top. Same hand feel, except it's the Xbox.
Well, there are two of them, right? There's the black one, which is the X, which is a more powerful one, and then there's the white one. So I'm not sure which one is. If they're both
same, they both have the same screen size between the different models. It's just I think it's battery and processing speed is the difference. It's the CPU that's going to be in there. I do want to say people are speculating the price point. I'm almost certain this is a $900 to $1,000 device.
I think $700 to $900 is what people are
I
saying.
think entry level one is going to be $700. I think the one that's going to come out with the premium CPU is going to be about $900 plus.
Yeah.
But
okay, so let me ask you this, because I know with the Steam Deck, you could hook up your Steam Deck to a monitor and run it like a decent level PC.
Yeah,
right?
this is going to have compatibility with external displays as well as connecting your keyboard and mouse.
Right,
You
but can I
es-
run Photoshop on it? Can I run, Google Docs on it?
So the cool thing about it is that it is going to have the Microsoft operating system as like its core. What I'm really excited about, more so than just the hardware, this is Xbox's step into making everything an Xbox, right? They really pushed that idea during the showcase, where like a tablet is an Xbox, your TV is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. They're looking to optimize the games that they put out on their platform to work better with this specific operating system on this device to make things run smoother, have less bloat, no more like external processes
Right. Well,
that are
I mean,
going to slow down
why
your
would you
system.
even
So it's
want
more
a
efficient.
Steam Deck at this point? Because if this runs Steam, unless the new Steam Deck, when they announce it, is also going to run Game Pass, because I don't think the Steam Deck right now can run Game Pass, can it? Or it can, because it's still a PC.
I don't know if it runs Game Pass. The Steam Deck was very
I'm sure
popular.
you guys in the chat would know. Let us know.
Let
on
us know in
that.
the chat. I think the most interesting idea of it. So, Jun on Twitch says the Windows kernel is still so bloated, though. This is not going to have the same kernel that we're expecting other Microsoft devices would have. So it's going to have a specific Windows operating system on there that is not as bloated. It's supposed to be way more efficient. And what I'm excited for is this. The idea is Xbox as a game developer, like Microsoft as a game developer, is going to optimize how games are released for platforms like this and for your PC, which means future Xbox titles coming to Game Pass on your PC are going to run smoother. They're going to run less bloated. They're going to be quicker responses and all that. If you play something, I have to unmute the thing. I can't talk.
Oh, there's no audio.
Okay, sick. It's just such a pretty device as well. Versus the Steam Deck, I think this is the more ergonomic and prettier looking device.
Well, it's interesting. Yusuf P, I'm always bad with your name. I'm sorry. Says if I had to invest my money, I'd get a Steam Deck, but I'm not really a console player. I don't know why anybody would get a Steam Deck at this point. Certainly, maybe the new one, but even then, if the chat is saying that Steam Deck currently doesn't run unless you kind of
Game Pass
break it, why not get this? Because it runs everything, including GeForce Now. So, Blue Gamer says handhelds are great, but the ultimate version would have detachable controllers. Yeah, but you can just hook up a Bluetooth and plug it into your TV as well, or play with a Bluetooth on this. But
you could also, I don't know why you would do this, but you can connect a like Xbox One controller to this if you wanted to. So you'd be able to like place this somewhere and then get on your controller. I don't know why you would. It's essentially an Xbox. It's a full Xbox.
Aaron says the deck is outdated now. Wait till the next one. Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, again, that's always going to be the case with any of these fucking things, right? To me, it's less about, if you're playing it on a small screen anyway, I mean, whatever, right? To me, it's about going, this is it really is, because I'm telling you, man, PC gaming is so much better than console gaming. I'm sorry, but it is for so many reasons. And I don't mean graphics, and I don't mean that whole bullshit thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about if you love the art form, it's impossible to once you've dipped your toe in PC gaming, and the variety and the price point and the early access to everything, it becomes really hard to look at these other things as viable experiences, especially when the vast majority of them, including Sony games, are coming to PC anyway. So I look at this and I'm like, okay, if I'm spending $500 to get Mario and a Switch, I don't know, man. I would go, I don't know. I get Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. I love Nintendo and everything, but I think this is a better proposition is what I would say.
I think it's a beautiful middle ground for getting yourself a PC or getting yourself an Xbox if you were going to try and get a console. Because again, essentially, you connect this to your TV in the living room. You have an Xbox.
Yeah.
You plug in your controller.
And a monitor. You have a PC if you need to.
And you plug it.
PC
Yeah,
stuff.
now you have a PC. You can put it on your TV. Get a wireless keyboard and mouse. Get that dongled up correctly. Boom. You have the display on your TV. You're playing Steam games on your keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to play actual Xbox games on a controller from farther away. It is a mobile Xbox everywhere you go. And you plug it at home, it stays there.
Yeah, but it's not a mobile Xbox. It's a mobile Game Pass. It's a mobile GeForce. It's a mobile Steam. It's a mobile itch.io. It's a mobile any and every goddamn thing in the fucking world. Now, I will disagree with you, though. I will disagree. Arathizel says embedded systems are always better experiences than generalized PC. I think this is this kind of old school thinking about PC that it's still looked at as some kind of tech head thing. It's like, I got to get the drivers and I got to do this and I got to do that. And I got, I literally on my PC, it's plug and play. You go to Steam, you buy a game, it works 99% of the time. So I don't think that's a viable criticism you can lay at the feet anymore of PC gaming, at least 99% of the time.
You also utilize GeForce Now, right? That is all the processing externally for you.
Well, I do, but I also have games on Game Pass. Like I had to download Tony Hawk because you can only play it on Game Pass. Console. And I had to download, like I'm playing Call of Duty locally. So there's still all the demos I'll be playing tonight if we make our goal. Wink, wink. Come on, man. It's the start of a new week. Let's get the ducats flowing for the best goddamn channel on the internet, and let's play an hour and a half of goddamn brand new game demos tonight. That said, though, so there are things I download locally, but sure, if I have my druthers, I will play on GeForce because it's the best visuals I can get.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw a TikTok the other day. A guy went to like a thrift store and bought like this very old computer for like $60 and was playing. I want to say it was the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6, or it was some shooter game, but off your GeForce Now. Like he had the shittiest hardware.
Yep.
And it's like I have good internet connection and I have a keyboard and mouse.
That's all you fucking need. You can buy, if you have good internet connection, you can buy a $30 Fire Stick from Amazon, and you can stream wired to your television Game Pass. And you don't need anything. You need it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I think Jaffe doesn't have as many issues with PC because he tends to dabble in PC games well after launch. Well, no, I don't think that's true. Only because first, that's not true with games like Call of Duty. I have had Call of Duty crash, but Call of Duty always crashes, right? That's not my PC's issue. But a lot of times, though, it's because I am playing brand new stuff on GeForce. That is true. But still, you buy something on Steam. Let's put it this way. If you buy a game on Steam and it's buggy and it doesn't work, 99% of the time, that's the game's fault. That's because you're playing a poor PC port, which is a valid criticism to level at this shit. But that's not the fault of you playing on a computer. Steam, the shit just works on Steam. It's at that point, you're just playing a shitty product. Okay. The further your point, Jaffe, did you see the recent update where, GOG will integrate mods as one click? Absolutely. The issue is not GeForce Now needing 3 years or 20 years or 5 years. At this point, the issue is data centers. But if you have there's something going on with you, Benjamin. If you have 1 gig internet and you live roughly where I live here in San Diego, and it is not smooth as butter for you, I don't know what's going on because my internet's not as fast as yours. I certainly don't have 1 gig up or down. And we're mathematically might as well be the same distance to the data center that, which I think is in LA. In mine, you wouldn't know I'm playing on streaming. So I'm curious about that. Why, Benjamin, are you having that experience then? Okay. Anyway, let's move on. But I'm interested in this, but I probably won't buy one because I never go outside. If I still like went out into the world and I was like going to work and I was sitting at my desk at lunch or flying on planes, absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's not going to Benjamin, it's going to us. But thank you, K-Nubs. He says, here, Benji, buy some more gigs of internet. You goddamn right. You goddamn fucking cockadoo, you're right. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Netflix game streaming is supposedly best in class according to those who have tested it. I have tested it on the phone. I have seen that. Okay. I'm excited for this game. And this is happening twice right now. And I think they are going to benefit from this because right now, most people don't have a Switch 2. I don't know how successful it's going to be. I don't want to kind of pour cold water on it or anything like that, but I kind of
Protect joined.
Maybe there's so many other big news this week, and that's why I'm not hearing people talk about it as much as they were, but we'll see how it does. But what I love about this is that this is kart racing for everybody else, right? This is kart racing. It is cross-platform. Am I muted?
You're back. You kind of like lagged out. For the next time you do this, you have to stream from a different browser that's not Chrome. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, your Talk Studio has to be in like Edge or something, and then present stuff on Chrome because you're using so much RAM for your fucking Chrome tabs.
I see. Okay, so it's all choppy.
It gets choppy. Like your video feed gets choppy. The stream gets a little choppy.
All right, we'll do that tomorrow morning. But yeah, so look, that you can play this game cross-play. You can play it PC, Switch 2, PS4, PS5, Xbox. It's not like other than Crash Team Racing, which was kind of a while ago if you don't count the HD version. It's not like there's been a real viable competitor releasing roughly at the same time as Mario. And this looks really fucking cool. This is another game.
After 6 years away from the track.
This is another game that people got to go hands-on with this week. And I want to show you this video. It's only 6 minutes, but I am pretty fucking excited about this. This is from All Out Gaming. Watch this. Let's talk about it.
Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is here to show that Sega's Blue Blur still has plenty of interesting spins to offer players who want to race in the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. Watch out, Mario Kart World. That's the primary thought I came away with after getting to play Sonic Racing Cross Worlds for roughly 30 minutes at a recent preview session. Granted, it's not a lot of time to get your arms around a game, but in that short time, I never once failed to feel the thrill of revving and drifting around countless creative and colourful tracks while bumping up against others, zooming through the totally new travel rings and not knowing where it might lead to next.
And now for the next phase of my plan.
Such events are made even more exciting given that it's been a hot second since the last Sonic the Hedgehog racing spin-off.
So if you're not familiar with how this works, you have 4 laps, or I think it's 4 laps, and the first 2 laps is just normal. The third lap, whoever is in first place goes through a portal, and you're presented with 2 to 4 portals. And whatever portal you go into, it's like Ratchet on PS5, which now makes me think maybe it's not going to be on Switch or PS4 because they don't have SSDs, but they probably have it loaded. I don't know how they do it. But anyway, you go through the portal, and if you're in the lead, you can say, oh, I want the next lap to be the ice level, or I want the next lap to be the haunted house level. And then it spits you out for the 4th level on a variant of the previous track, right? So you're always on your toes. There's a strategy about sort of which cross world you dive into, basically, which I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Luckily, with Cross Worlds, the devs at Sonic Team have clearly been biding their time, incorporating elements from previous entries in addition to the new to help create the best of all worlds. First things first, it's clear that one of the main ways Sonic Racing Cross Worlds aims to impress both veterans and newcomers is by leaning into pure excess. It's an upcoming sequel with more characters and more tracks featured than ever before, yes, but I was equally taken aback by just how many fan-favourite mechanics are coming back too. R2. Easily the most noticeable is the return of transformable vehicles, which will see your kart change size and shape depending on whether you're racing across land, sea, or air. All three styles tended to crop up at least once on each track that I got to try out, working just as well here to offer a visual treat as it did way back in 2012's Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, my personal favourite entry. It's not just All-Stars Racing Transformed that gets a nod though, since hoverboard vehicles from Sonic Riders are also available to ride right from the off. I got to try this movement style out in full force during my demo while playing as Knuckles, and I can confirm that the act of catching air this time around feels a lot smoother and more akin to how the traditional karts and cars handle, if only a touch lighter. All this is to say that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is placing a lot more emphasis on customization and personalization than ever before. It allows you to mix and match vehicle parts, powers, and abilities to create a far more flexible racing experience. None of it would mean anything, of course, unless the actual act of racing feels good. Unfortunately, even in just my first few races, I found Sonic Racing Cross Worlds to be a much smoother ride than before. Although holding down the X button on a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, as opposed to the racing genre standard of R2, takes a little getting used to, it wasn't long before I was drifting to build up different levels of boost or deploying all kinds of zany items with ease. I got to try a couple of never before seen tracks, such as the Greek island inspired Apotos and the neon drenched Mystic Jungle as part of my demo, and both were a pure joy to race on. Alongside the largest character roster ever and the return of transforming vehicles, the big new feature of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is right there in the title, the ability to cross into different worlds mid-race as determined by the pack's leader. Because while every race does indeed start on the promised track, the second lap will always see it warp into totally new territory after whoever is in first place drives into one of two different travel rings. It's a simple but still exciting portal racing mechanic that brings a good level of unpredictable spice to traditional Grand Prix tournaments, as you can never really plan according to which Cross Worlds.
It also makes me think one of the biggest things about Mario World is that 24 mode racing where the bottom four drop out. And it's not like Mario can own that. Racing games have been doing that for at least 15, 20 years on and off. So I don't know what the max number online for this is, but I would love to see them bring a mode like that to this. I don't know why they wouldn't, because it's so popular. And it's really cool if you haven't tried it, or a game that has that system.
Track the second lap of a race will take place on. It's worth mentioning that cross-world tracks are treated entirely standalone and separately from the game's main track roster, probably to ensure that whichever one the first place racer picks when driving through the travel ring is guaranteed to deliver a totally different flavor of theme each time. From what I could tell from the tracks I raced on, at the point of selecting a cross-world track, one was always fully revealed while the other was a mystery. Whether or not these mystery-based travel rings will be consistent remains to be seen, but it's definitely a good way to offer racers added incentive to reach first place by the end of the first lap. One thing for now is certain, however: cross-world tracks are an effective way to give races a splash of unpredictable variety. If there's one main concern I have about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds right now, it's that by focusing so much on excess and going down the route of more is more, understanding all of the game's different mechanics and how customization works feels a little muddled right now, at least in terms of what's possible within just a short 30-minute demo. I felt this immediately upon entering the game, where after watching a brief video tutorial, I was confronted by an endless selection of menus, highlighting gadgets, vehicle types, machine customization, and Lord knows what else. I'm sure this all sinks in relatively quickly after spending a few hours racing, but it's worth knowing there's undoubtedly a lot of information to initially digest. At a time when the latest Mario Kart is getting a lot of focus for all the ways it's expanding its world, literally by connecting tracks, I was pleased to see Sonic Racing Cross Worlds on course to very much do the same, but in a unique way that's arguably even more exciting. Cross-world tracks really do bring a fresh flavor to the traditional Sonic Racing formula that's come before. With the previous Team Sonic Racing's emphasis on teamwork done away with in favor of transformation and customization, it allows for all the franchise's new and old features to synchronize with one another to create one incredibly generous and flashy package. It's like driving through a theme park. Throw in the most characters and courses ever featured in a Sonic Racing game, and all roads are set to lead to something special when Sonic Racing Cross Worlds launches this September 25th. So there you have.
I think it fucking looks awesome. I think it looks fucking awesome. I don't know where you guys at it. I've been muted again. There we go. Am I muted still?
No, you're good. I have to mute your stream, or else if I hop in, it'll play my audio twice.
Got it. When are you going over demos on Steam? I don't want to miss it, says Brett. So we will be doing that if we make our goal tonight, but right now I don't think we're going to make it. So what I may do if I decide to play is I might go play some on our Discord in the pay room where members have to be to get in, but I'd rather do it here on YouTube. So pony up the ducats, bitches. Yeah, I called you bitches. Okay.
This game looks bad, Jeffy.
Are you out of your mind? You think this game looks bad? What's
This
the matter
game
with you?
This game makes me want to get Mario Kart even more.
Oh, you're an idiot. Why would you say that?
Well, here's the thing. Honestly, I think these games are just blatant cash grabs.
Have you not played any of the Sonic games? The Sonic
I have. What my point is, I think Wiley, who was in here earlier, I'm not sure if he's still here, pointed out like Mario Kart Racing 8 was perfect. It was good. It was done. It was they did it, right? They made a fun, interactive, balanced competitively kart racing game.
Okay.
And it feels like they're just fucking scrambling their heads. How do we get more fucking money out of people with another game of this genre? I had a similar opinion of like fighting games. There's a Tekken out there that is the most balanced Tekken game that's been made. And it probably was like 12 years ago. They don't need to make another Tekken game.
Tekken. Well, okay, but I mean, that's just not business, and that's not.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the aspect of these games are just like the company needs money and they want to get it this way because it's easy. Mortal Kombat's not being about the story of the game, and it's now like how many DLC, other IP characters can we put into the fucking franchise?
Mortal Kombat's a different conversation, but if you're talking about Garfield racing, sure. Or if you're talking about a fighting game that brings nothing new to the table, sure. But this genuinely looks like there's two things on this. It looks like a different experience than what you're going to get on Mario Kart. That's A. Whether you like it or not is TBD, but I'm excited for it. But the other part, let's get this chat first. I'll tell you the other part.
K-Nubs has just donated $9.99.
K-Nubs with $10 says,
thanks,
buddy.
pal. Yeah.
Britches. Help fund the stream so Jaffe can school tech and some good pure gameplay. Tech just wants to play boring RTS. Don't listen to him. I've been playing a lot of Diablo lately and Helldivers, not even RTS games.
But absolutely, yes. Thank you, K-Nubs, for that. We really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. You'll update that tech. Hello, Courage.
I will update it.
Okay.
It's Courage Cam.
But no, the other thing about Sonic is they have been really good games in the past. They are fun. I actually like the way they drift in Sonic more, even though I don't really care for the Sonic characters. But the other thing is just at a pure business level, think about how smart this is right now. Because it's the Jet Moto problem, which I know you're too young to know about. But when the N64 came out, Wave Race was the big shit. It was a jet ski racing game.
Yeah, and I loved it. It was a great game.
I get it. But a lot of people didn't have the N64. They couldn't afford it. They couldn't find it. So PlayStation comes out with Jet Moto, not because we were competing in the sense that we didn't even know they were making it, but when Jet Moto came out and suddenly, I have PlayStation, I have a game like that for me, it sold over 1 million copies and spawned 3 sequels or 2 sequels. So I think similarly, if it was nothing but a cash grab, it's a pretty fucking good cash grab because you're getting this for people on PC and PlayStation.
I hear you, but like the point of it is we're no longer in the age of like, let's redesign the kart racing game. Now it's just like, how can we rebrand it to get more cash out of people?
I've never seen some of the mechanics in this game, and you haven't either. You've never seen a mechanic where the guy who's in first place suddenly is able to, on a dime, change the entire world you're racing in strategically. It's like, oh shit, I don't want that track. I'm really bad at the roulette track. Let me go with the random track. I don't know what I'm going to get, but hopefully it's better than the fucking roulette track and I can keep my lead. You'd think it almost would be a good mode to let that be random, but
one is choice, one's random.
Mechanic doesn't mean it's good. It's a gimmick. Well, you don't know yet. You're right. It could be a gimmick, but it could also be good. That's like saying that just because Mario Kart World connects the tracks, that's also a gimmick, but it doesn't mean it's not a good thing though.
I hear you, but like this essentially could be redone by Mario Kart as a DLC in like 5 months.
All right, well, we'll see.
It just feels like that's the only selling point for this game.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. We will see. Okay. Let's see what else we got coming down the line here. There's a lot more stuff to talk about, but we're getting to the end of our show. It's almost 8:00. Again, oops, all demos. This could be your dream. You could play demos and you could play the brand new game from Shannon Studstill over on Steam tonight with us, and a lot of other things too, including the amazing Shinobi game that just came out. Not Shinobi, Ninja Gaiden game. So good. Oops, all game demos. But we're gonna save a lot of these stories for the next Gabbin' Games because we're running up on our time limit here. Let me see if there's anything pressing though that I really want to get to. Here's another example, by the way. Speaking of, and you're gonna probably hate this as well, Tech, which is fine. Thank you, Alex. We appreciate it, buddy. I did not watch the extended showcase. No, with Kojima. It's not really my cup of tea. But thank you for the super chat, buddy. We appreciate it. This game, I'm going to mute it. There we go. This is Lego Party. Lego Party is the exact same thing that they're doing with Sonic Racing. I'm not saying that's the reason they made it, but it probably is, which is suddenly now you have, according to the people who went hands-on with this at Keighley's Summer Games Fest, now you basically have Mario Party for the PC, for the PlayStation, for the Xbox, for the Switch, cross-play. And the people who played it said it was really fun. They described some of the mini games, and some of them are very Lego specific. So they were describing one where all four of you are looking at these Lego pieces, or these like 20 Lego pieces that are all bouncing around and slowly building. And everybody has like the same four blueprints, and whoever can guess first what it is that it's building gets the points. There's Lego things like breaking things and collecting the pieces to build a tower faster than the other guy or the other team. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. People who've played it said it's a lot of fun. And suddenly this has a chance of doing better than Mario Party because you don't have to own a system. You just, whatever you got, it'll work on. So again, Tech, I get it. Not your cup of tea. This shit. I love these party games. I'm definitely picking this up. I'm excited for it.
I'm going to play the fuck out of the Lego game.
You just said, wait, why is this any different than Sonic then?
Because it's different, Jaffe.
It's the same fucking kind of game as Mario Party.
No, it's different.
No.
Party games are better. Do you remember that party game that came out on the Xbox original where the characters are all based on like color schemes? Like you had an orange character who was like Naomi. And you had the red guy who was Rex, I think.
I never played it, but a lot of people talk about it fondly. Eternal says I'm going to wait on reviews before I make up my mind. The previews hands-on have been really good so far, but yeah, obviously wait. But no, I don't remember that. What was that thing called? The chat would remember that game you're talking about. It wasn't
Fusion Frenzy. Yep, that's the fucking game. What a beautiful game. And it was Mario Kart, but no, this is a collection of mini games that a game developer can put out that they've worked on as one complete package as a competition between friends. Fun game. The sumo and the main ball thing that you see on the cover art is their sumo game where like you're in a little cage and you have to knock off the other players by building up acceleration to hit them off, and it's physics based. It's pretty fun. And they had a ton of these that were like timing for jumping or ducking over a spiral. Amazing classic game. Eris Straw says classic.
But it is weird they haven't brought it back. But again, Lego shows up. Like PlayStation could do this too. PlayStation should do this. PlayStation, with all of their obsession with spending all this money on these service games, and it's like, guys, great, go be artists. But you know what? Somebody rip off Mario Party. Somebody rip off Mario Kart. Somebody rip off Hearthstone or Marvel Snap with your branding. Are you going to change the world? No, but they are relatively low-cost exercises that will turn a profit.
Somebody make Dante's Inferno.
I had no problem with Dante's Inferno. I thought it was great. It was a good game.
Fuck them. Fuck those guys.
No, it's a good game. It was
Not as good as God of War.
Well, that's true. We'll get to these later. I am very excited for mixtape though, but that's a me thing. That's an 80s kid thing. There were some hands-on with that. People enjoyed it. We already looked at Ill. Okay, so what I think we're gonna do is we'll shoot the shit with the chat for about 10 minutes, and if we make our goal, we make our goal. If we don't, not a problem. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, Jeff, your thoughts on Xbox games going to $80? Everything's going to $80, right? Oh, and by the way, if you want to call in on the show, you can click the link up top there on the YouTube, or Tech will put it on the screen. I did read, it might have been Gene Park or one of these journalists talking about it's like, look, Microsoft is incentivizing players not to buy their games. They want you in Game Pass, and so for them, $80 being kind of a barrier to entry actually makes a lot of sense. So I honestly don't care. I mean, I understand that it's a shock to the system, just like $70 was a shock to the system. But you know, I most of my shit I play on subscription, and so so I hate to be a dick. I understand how if you like to buy your games, you would feel that shitty. And I get it, but I don't live in that world anymore. So I can sympathize or empathize. I don't know which one it is. I understand your pain, but I don't share it because I don't experience games like you do at the moment. By the way, somebody was asking Jaffe, what Scarlet Panic says, what's your favorite game from the Xbox Showcase? Well, okay. Outer Worlds 2, I was not a big Outer Worlds fan. I thought it was fine. I played it for a couple of days, moved on with my life. I was surprised when I kind of tuned in briefly to the deep dive. I was like, that's pretty cool. They got some interesting ideas in there. So I'm curious about that. Excited for Ninja Gaiden. Tony Hawk looks really good. Gears, I love. Indiana Jones. Clockwork was great. Dawn Walker looked great. I'm curious what they're going to do with the revival of Persona. What else? Chronos, of course, is super exciting. Ghost at the Grand looked really unique and interesting. For me, though, out of all of these, it's Indiana Jones just because I love indie. But if you take that out, it would be Clockwork, whatever it's called, Clockwork Revolution. Ravnos, I'm not saying $80 is cool. I know it's expensive. I'm just saying that, you know, I don't buy games the way you do. I'm all these games right here, or not all of them. I don't think all these are Game Pass, but the vast majority of these are going to be on Game Pass, and the vast majority of them are going to be on, I can get it on Steam for cheaper, or I can get it on EA Play or Ubisoft Plus. So, that was Tech Ravnos. So I would say it doesn't bother me, but I get it bothers you. Indiana Jones is getting DLC. It's a little, I'm a little bummed that if you played Great Circle to completion, which I did, it's still kind of staying in the narrative of like the giants and stuff. I was hoping we would get like more of a smaller little indie short story, like something set in Nepal or something, just something that feels a little bit different. But I'm still fucking in like a goddamn motherfucker. Super Meat Boy 3D, which I'll probably only play for a day because it'll be too hard, looks really good. Ravno says, I just find the whole going from $70 to $80 gross. Yeah, sure. I mean, what do you want? Right? I mean, don't buy it. And if most people feel the way you do, and they might, then what'll happen is they'll have to lower the price. But yeah, I agree with Scarlett. Game Pass really is a lifesaver if you're gaming in 2025. The Dark Ages is what I'm currently playing. Absolutely, 100%. I'm not butthurt by it, says Ravnos. I just feel bad for people who want to own physical, and now Nintendo and Microsoft have bent them over. Yeah, I get it, but the number of that's just progress, man. You've seen it. You're old enough. You've seen it happen to every other medium. It's just the way it goes. I mean, but sure, it sucks. If that's what you're into. Am I passing on Death Stranding? Probably. Even if it wins Game of the Year, I'll still pass on it. I just don't have the time for it. There's too many other things I want to be playing. And yeah, so no.
Can I play it for you, Jaffe?
You can play, yeah. I don't give a shit if you want. I mean, what do I care?
Jeff, what are your thoughts on games that require you to have an internet connection to be able to play them?
See you, bud. Crazy. Thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. My thoughts on games that require an internet connection.
Yeah, to be able to play them.
I mean, again, I understand.
Recently, there's a YouTuber called Some Ordinary Gamer. His name's Mudahara. He was talking about how he wanted to go back and play some of the older Splinter Cell games, and he paid for it on Steam or on Bungie, whatever the shop was. But getting into the game, the server that checks to see whether or not you're online is now offline. So even with the internet connection, you can't fucking play the game. I'm
just not bothered by these things for whatever reason. But again, it's not that I think that means just because I'm not bothered, I don't understand why people are bothered. But for me, like, ask yourself the frequency that the number of people are going to go. And I know and Wayne B says you should be. Give me a reason. Give me a reason. Because the number of people that are actually going to go, I have this whole bookshelf full of video games. Here's Lollipop Chainsaw from PlayStation 3. I haven't played that in 10 years. Let me pull that down and play it. Like, those people, I'm not saying they don't exist. Of course they exist, and they should be respected for the hobbyists they are.
Yeah, Pompish.
Sure. Or Eddie T.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that most people don't play that way, and you're not going to have the entire business leaving so much money on the table just because there's a very, very, very small vocal minority.
Yeah, but shouldn't we be looking out for these marginalized groups, the underrepresented people in the culture of gaming? No. I mean, what is your all-time favorite game, Jaffe?
DEI bullshit. It's impossible.
Enjoying
question.
The game chat.
My all-time favorite game has always been Final Fantasy Advanced Tactics.
Who's that person who's talking?
Hello? That's not Jaffe.
No, I know. Who was that, though?
Me.
Enjoying the game chat?
Sorry?
We just got a super chat on the screen. I don't know who it was from.
Cantankerous Games for 36 months. Colt Eclipso says, enjoying the game chat. We've been together a long time, dude. Give me some love.
Oh, baby. You come on. Well, you just got it from Tech. You got uppies, baby. Enjoy that shit. Enjoy that shit. Yeah, Left Control says, Jaffe, have you seen the retro conventions across the country? Yes, 100%. I am absolutely. You guys, I think you're just being contrarian at this point because you have to be missing the point.
No, Jaffe, about these games, I was gonna say my favorite game, Final Fantasy Advanced Tactics and the Game Boy Advance. Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy has been re-released on Steam hundreds of times. They always say, oh, we're making a remake of this game, or you can buy the old collection. That game has not been re-released anywhere. I can't find it. I can't find it. Tactics. There's Tactics 2.
This summer.
That's the other Tactics game. That's not my favorite one.
According to Morgan, that is the original, the one with
yes, not the one I like. That is not the one I'm a fan of. That's a different one.
What is the one? Wait, what is the one you like called?
Here, I'll pull it up on my screen.
Just tell me what it's called.
Final Fantasy Advanced Tactics.
And where did you play it? What system?
Game Boy Advance.
Okay. So,
because the one coming out is the normal Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay. So the one you want to play is this one, I assume. And I didn't have to go out to the store. I didn't have to buy it. It's just right here.
That is the game, but I want to own it. I don't want to play it on some emulator. I want to
Fine.
own the game.
What does it matter? I mean, again, I don't deny your feelings. You have every right to want what you want, but I'm just saying that the number of people that feel that way, like you do, are not enough to merit the effort. Is all. It's like when somebody was saying, like, I love the retro game shows. I was watching Cliff Blazinski tweet over the weekend. He was just at a retro one. It's not that I'm like, oh, who gives a shit? It's just, they'll still be there. But
I
what I
want
mean,
to
I
own
don't.
it, Jeffy. It's
Okay,
different.
cool. But okay, I guess we're arguing two different things. I get your desire to own it, but you couldn't possibly be.
Jeffy, you wouldn't download a car.
I would if I could.
Not me, Jeffy.
Well, what would
I
do?
love the rules. The
rules.
I don't want to pirate this game. I want to have a physical copy of it somewhere, or at least like know that I own the downloadable copy from the company that I can play on my Steam Deck or my new Xbox handheld. They should, but
they will when they need to. But again, what you're like, Bold Alpha says that's bullshit. It's about the principle. I don't know what principle he says if you buy something, you should have access to it 10 out of 10 times, regardless of external factors in an industry. Yeah, that would be nice, but that's not the way it is. Because you know why it's not the way it is? Because most people don't care. If people act, and again, it doesn't mean that you don't have a right to that opinion, and I respect that opinion. I'm just saying that for me, why would you care? In the sense that if you're running a business.
Cantankerous Games Inc. has just donated $10 Canadian through
$10
Super
Canadian
Chat.
from Cantankerous.
Thank you, buddy.
I
love my physical collection. I have copies of games I can't get anywhere else. My kids could give a shit. It's like people who collected vinyl when CDs came out. Damn, I'm old. I also collected vinyl.
Thank you, Cantankerous. We really appreciate it, buddy. Tech will add that to the total. But yeah, I get it. It's not like I'm saying it's not something I can't understand. I'm just kind of going, like I would like Disneyland not to be as expensive as it is, because I'd like to go more. And the pass, I don't want to buy the yearly pass because I don't go that much, right? Well, that would be great. But it's not. And the reason it's not is that the business model, most customers have said this works for us. That's all. It's not that I don't get. Yeah, it would be nice to have that. I would love to be able to.
I mean, this whole thing started off with games that require you to be connected to the internet in order to play the game.
Yeah.
Right. I think that having those type of restrictions on something that you purchased is stupid. Kind of like when BMW said, if you want seat warmers, it's $30 a month.
Okay, but again, what are we arguing? That it's stupid for the customer? Yeah, but it's not stupid for the business because people accept it and they spend money accordingly.
I'll never buy a BMW.
Okay, fine, but I'm, I mean, the company. Seriously, I mean, you've.
I'm boycotting Bungie.
Fine.
Is it Bungie? Who does Splinter Cell?
Ubisoft.
I'm
Boy, I'll tell you what.
I buy Ubisoft.
Why?
Because of the Splinter Cell. Oh, I have to connect to the internet. Fuck you.
Splinter Cell. That's not even a new one, or the old one.
No, an old one. You have to be connected to the internet to play these games. Even if you just want to play the story by yourself, you have to be on the online services. If not, fuck you. The game says, please connect, or you're fucked. It doesn't matter if you spent $60 for the game when it was brand new. They don't care.
Yes, Angel Pally says. So we're arguing that it's good. Well, no, we're arguing that it's good that a business fucks over consumers because it's good for business. We're arguing that fundamentally a business is like it's an easily trained dog. If what they put up for business sells, they keep doing it until it stops selling. Okay? So all I'm suggesting is there are lots of things that businesses have tried that the customers have said that's unacceptable, and they don't do them anymore. We don't it's hard to get new Coke anymore from Coke, right? Or Sony stopped selling 3D TVs because nobody
Yeah.
wanted them. So if what you're saying, two things can be true. It can suck for people that care about those things, and I get that. But the businesses are just saying there's not enough people. If we spend the money to put out another physical copy of Final Fantasy Advanced Tactics, and it's perfect one-to-one emulation or
even a Steam download,
whatever. If we spend the money to test it, put it through TRC checks, code it, blah blah blah, get whatever rights we may have to get, that same money could go towards funding a prototype of a brand new game, or it could go to the CEO to buy a new yacht. I don't fucking know.
But Jeffy, if there's a movement in the gaming space, right, the community that was gonna protest a game developer who's like, all of our future games, like if Xbox said all of our future games require a internet access to be able to play them,
yeah,
would you join the protest, Jeffy?
God no. What do I care?
No.
Are the games good? I'm gonna avoid Indiana Jones in the Great Circle because
most games started becoming shit after 2012.
Guess what? Do you subscribe to Netflix?
No, I use your Netflix.
Do you?
No. Yeah, I have a Netflix subscription.
Okay, so do you have to have the internet for it to work?
No, I can download them.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can download Netflix movies.
On your phone, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Apple TV you can't. But yeah, okay, fine. But if you couldn't, would you not subscribe to Netflix?
That's a different thing. I'm not paying for a streaming service. I'm paying for a game. I'm paying for media to own.
Well, not anymore. In fact,
Well,
you're not really.
That's the point. The point is I want to own my media. If I'm paying like $70 or now $80, like Ravenous has pointed out.
Yeah.
If I'm paying $80, I want to be able to play that shit on my fucking Samsung
you
fridge.
Want that. My guess would be that maybe there will be the problem with games, unlike movies, though. And we'll talk about this on Madhouse tomorrow. The wrestler who got the VHS tape, from the dark web, and apparently he showed what was on the tape, and we'll talk about that. And we'll watch that tomorrow. But that guy had to drive around to pawn shops to find a VHS player. But the difference, though, is that shit will always work as long as you have the hardware for it, right? But unfortunately, with video games, it's like the hardware is always changing, and it is in movies as well. But you could go buy the game you're talking about and go buy.
No. If I owned the CD version of this Splinter Cell game, and I put it into my PC.
Well, I thought you were talking about owning the GBA game. You're talking about
no, the GBA game is different. Yeah. I'm saying the argument I'm having is if I own this physical copy of this game, but I'm not connected to the internet, it's like fuck you. You don't get to play. I bought the disc.
Yeah, but the disc, you also signed the terms of service that said you don't really own the disc.
But I don't want that.
We're renting. I know. Well, stop buying it, and if there's enough people like you, which they're not, they'll stop.
Were you aware of the protest that Helldivers 2 players made against Sony for having to connect a PlayStation account to their?
Sure, they didn't like it, and it was enough at the time. Now, Sony hasn't gone back and changed the policy. You're still having to do it for Ghost of Yodi. You're still having to do it for whatever. But did they get rid of it for Helldivers or no?
Yeah, Arrowhead was allowed to just have it be standalone if you're on Steam.
I mean, they could not afford to piss off that audience since it was their only game that was working in that semi free to play space. So, and that's how it should work. If the audience is loud enough, and not even if they're loud enough, if they're voting with their dollars, that's exactly how it's supposed to work. I'm just saying that most people don't feel the way.
Did you hear Tencent bought, I think it's 20% of Arrowhead?
19%. Yeah.
19%. That's fucking upsetting. I'm not a fan of the Chinese gaming market personally. I don't like
Tencent at all. I think they're horrible.
Yeah.
I think horrible.
I don't like the capitulation that a lot of these game companies are going to have to do to Tencent, like, what do you call them? Not auditors.
Yeah, same
censors. Yeah, fucking
and
stupid.
And the Chinese Communist Party has a massive group within Tencent. Like they are embedded in the company from the government to make sure that their messaging is reflected.
It's I think they're called censors. They're the people that are just there to censor things.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
hey,
fucking stupid.
Yeah, well,
Endgame could have been so much better.
It's like what you did to P Turtle. You took away his freedom, his ability.
That fucker's gone. He's lucky I didn't ban him from the Discord.
I don't think is he still in the Discord?
Yeah, he's still in the Discord. He'll send a message every so often, and is tech online? Good, I can speak, and then he'll start typing shit.
Salty, that's not true. You're saying in the U.S. you can't make the military look bad if you put them in your game. That's not accurate at all. So if you want to make a game about U.S. wartime crimes, you can't do that. If you want their help, if you want to make a movie and you want the tanks from the Marines or the Army, or you want to use the Air Force carrier for a shot,
yeah,
and they read the script and say this is offensive to sort of our organization, you're right, but they can't say you can't tell a story about the United States Marines where they're a bunch of douchebags. Of course you can't.
Yeah, I think that stems from a interview for Modern Warfare 3, the Call of Duty game when it was in development, where because they got a lot of they got access to like inside of a airplane carrier, right? Like a is that what they call it, an airplane carrier? The fucking
aircraft carrier.
Aircraft carrier, that's the word. And they got to see like some military bases and went on tour and shit. They were like, "Hey, we'll help you out developing this game, but like we want to make sure the writing for the story is good. Don't paint us in a bad light." But other games that don't get all that access, right? There's no agreement with anybody.
But that doesn't mean you can't do it. You just don't
you
get
can.
your access. Yeah.
But
the other thing, the thing where I got really pissed about it again, I love Call of Duty, but it's such horseshit. They glamorize war, they glamorize killing. I wonder how many people have joined the military because of, in part that presentation.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. And same thing with like Top Gun. Top Gun caused a huge amount of people to join the Air Force and the Navy, actually. And that's great. I think that's wonderful if you want to join, the service and everything. But they also then turn around, and when China tells Bobby Kotick, you have to take Tiananmen Square, just a little clip of Tiananmen Square out of Call of Duty advertising, not just for China's ads, but all over the world. Oh, you got it. Chairman Xi, or whatever the fuck Winnie the Pooh's name is.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, well, on one hand, you're celebrating rah-rah America and democracy and all this, and yet you don't care. What you care about is the capitalism is what you're really a slave to.
Yeah, Jed Dempsey has a good point here. He says, well, you wrote Kratos. I wonder how many God of War players went on to commit Pantheon annihilation.
You're not wrong, but I think they had already been annihilated by, the modern religions. So, okay.
We started a stream at 6:30 PST. We're 14 minutes away.
We got 20 minutes left. So here's the deal, folks. Are we going to make our goal tonight? What do you think, Tech? Maybe now. Well, we can keep talking games. I'll talk games till your goddamn air balls fly out. But yeah, but we got about 15 minutes of the show left. I thought you guys would be excited to see these demos. Here's what we're going to do. If we don't make the goal tonight, I will still go over to the Discord after I take the dog out. And if you're a member at any level, a paid member, I will be streaming at least an hour of demos behind the paywall over on the Discord. So if you do want to watch us play, and Tech, I don't know if you've downloaded this yet. Did you download Wildgate?
If you told me to download it, I probably did.
Wildgate.
No, you told me to download Whisper Mountain Outbreak.
Yes, and download Wildgate. Just start it now. See how long it takes you. Marty Mouse Moose says, "What do you think about the decline of gaming?" I think gaming's better than it's ever been. Can you articulate or expand on that? Jaffe, what's tomorrow's live show about? Which one? We have two. We have a morning show tomorrow, which is probably going to be, we'll look at a little bit of breaking game news. We'll probably talk politics a little bit. I really don't know if I'm going to get around to doing it yet, but I really want to watch that Hulu Predator animated movie. I hear it's phenomenal. So the morning show is a little bit more freeform. And then tomorrow night, we're doing a Madhouse. with me, Bunny, and Tech, and we might even have a guest on tomorrow's morning show. Do we know if that's confirmed or not yet, Tech?
The guest for Madhouse?
No, in the morning.
Yeah, that's confirmed. I sent you a message, and I was waiting for you to say cool.
I'm down. So Scorpio might be coming on, and then I would love for Bunny. Okay, and Bunny Button, if she's around, I'd love to have Bunny on, and obviously Tech if you're around. But that's the morning show we're going to start doing, and we're going to feel it out a little bit, figure out what it's called. But we'll be doing that all week, and then tomorrow is Madhouse. So, and there's a lot of good stuff about Madhouse. Trent Lawson, thank you so much, buddy, for becoming a member here on the goddamn Cockadoodie Show. We appreciate it. That's a lot of great support, and thank you, pal, for joining the Diet Soda Soldiers. Hopefully you will join us tonight as we play games over on the Discord. Okay. I've seen it within. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. So Bold Alpha Wolf, you saw it? You saw the Predator movie? How was it? I hear it's great. The second show, Alex's Madhouse. It's all kinds of weird ghosts and weird shit. Madhouse.
I have Wildgate downloaded.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm going to play Tormented Souls. I'm going to play Ninja Gaiden. I might play Leaf Blower.
Leaf Blower Simulator?
Yep. Mina the Howler. Hell is Us. A lot of people have been talking about Hell is Us, saying that's pretty cool. I have that downloaded, and anything that you guys see out there that you want to play, hit me up. I'm not going to stream for, like I said, I will stream for about 90 minutes tonight over on the Discord if you guys want to hang out. What about the Konami showcase? Yeah, I'll be streaming that as well. I mean, it's 6 a.m. I'll probably get up for it because I really want to see if they drop a demo of Silent Hill or Delta. But yeah. So it should be good. And then I'm also trying to line up a guest for this month's lunch with Jaffe. I'm not sure who we're going to bring on yet. I might reach out to, okay. Nomad Soul says Predator, Killer of Killers movie is fantastic. Yeah, that's the one I mean. I'm excited for that. I might reach out to Victor Lucas. I might reach out to Gene Park. I might reach out to Alyssa Mercante, or somebody totally random, totally different. I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but I'll let you know in the next couple days who we're going to get. Well, look who's decided to crawl out of his goddamn cavern.
Hey.
What's up?
So is this going to be a thing going forward where you actually do gaming content again, or is it just because of Summerfest?
Well, the plan is to do, at least the current thinking is to do a show every night at 6:30, and it'll probably alternate between Madhouse and Gabbin and Games, because one of the things I was talking to Bunny and Tech about was that both, but certainly Madhouse, it's really hard to find topics every single day that excite you. And I'm really bad at faking excitement. And I think Madhouse has suffered the last 2 weeks because the topics have been, we've just been trying to squeeze, water out of a stone. And there are really good topics to talk about, but it takes a little more time for news to break in that world versus video games. So we might alternate it, but we're definitely going to keep doing 5 shows a week, and then we're going to go to a morning show as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Because
I got him back here, Ravenous. I brought him back.
A lot of us missed the gaming stuff.
Well, how did we do? How did we do tonight, Ravenous? What'd you think?
For what I saw, fine. A little argumentative with the chat at times, or with
Tech.
Tech.
Talking about, I'm not,
like calling people contrarians because they like the idea of owning a disc that 20 years from now they can pop into a machine. And
I did not. You're mixing up 2 very different conversations.
I might be.
Yeah,
I might be.
Yeah.
And I agreed with you about the Sega racing thing. I didn't think it was just a cash grab.
No, that's what I mean. I think Tech is being contrarian about that, because Tech knows good and well everything's a cash grab. Everything that you charge for is a cash grab. Otherwise, you wouldn't be charging for it. Everything is even every game I've worked on, even this stream is like, it's a blend between what I want to do and what we think an audience will be interested in. I mean, that's,
I think I saw his point. Tech, correct if I'm wrong. Your point was if you took all the licensed IP characters out of this game, what do you really have? Was it kind of that?
Yeah, so for Sega Racing or Sonic Racing, I think I would have much rather preferred they spent the money developing a better game than just like, oh, it's kart racing the same year that Mario Kart comes out on the new Switch. Feels like, okay, I get it.
I think it's a brilliant move, actually.
Well,
do you want to know why?
Business-wise, yeah. But in terms of like, if I have to choose which one I'm going to play, it's probably going to be the new Mario Kart over the other one.
And all the people that didn't get a Switch 2
but
are
you're
going to
buy a Switch 2 to play Mario Kart.
What I'm saying is, well, I'm going to play a Switch 2 to get Pokemon. But what I'm saying is, if presented an option to play both these games for free, they said you have 100-hour credit, you can play 100 hours of one of these games, but not the other.
I'd pick Mario Kart.
It's Mario Kart.
Yeah, big time.
Well, okay. Until I've played both, I can't say that. But historically speaking,
no, it's from the beginning.
Kart
you have the option to play.
If
you have the option to play one, that's it. You have 100 hours free credit. You have to choose one. You don't have to say which one's your favorite, but you just choose one that you want to play.
I have more faith in Mario Kart.
Yeah, they give you the hardware to rent and everything. It's like, here you go, 100 hours.
Yeah, but I guess it depends though. Are you playing it single player or not? Like, I think you're going to get a lot more value out of online Sonic than you will with Mario, but I think you'll get a lot more
online
value.
Mario's going to have less value.
I think you'll get a lot more value out of Mario Kart World single player and local split screen. But because
online open map Mario Kart where you can randomly join other people's races, and you can see people prepping.
You can't randomly.
You can see people prepping their races. Yeah,
but you still, once the race starts, you're in the race. You can't just enter in the middle.
You can't like invade someone. You can't go like, look, that person's playing, I'm gonna randomly join them. Right. No. The cool thing that Mario Kart World has, because I have it, they have the knockout thing, which is kind of like the Fall Guys idea, where it's like, oh, it starts with like 20 something, and then if you're not,
they should bring that to Sonic Racing.
Yeah, I would if I was the people making that. Yeah, but the thing is, the cash grab comment. When I think of a cash grab, I think of like an asset flip game, and when I think of asset flip game, I don't think of like Mind's Eye. I think of like the small little shitty games that are infesting all of the online storefronts. Like PSN has a ton, the Switch has a ton, Steam has bajillions of them, where it's just people making rudimentary, okay, technically this works. And I bought these assets from like the Godot store or whatever. Though that's a cash grab. But that Sonic game looks like it has a lot of work.
I think the word cash grab needs a little bit of love, because everything you sell is a cash grab. McDonald's French fries is a cash grab.
Well,
I mean,
not everything is a cash grab.
Cash grab.
Dwarf
Fortress.
That's what I'm
saying.
Dwarf Fortress was not a cash grab. That was a game of love. That was a passion project that made it there, and eventually it was like, this game is worth something. You guys should make money off of it. And like, okay, I guess we'll make money off of it.
Okay, but if you sell something, you want to make money off of it. And so I think what you're really saying is you don't like uninspired shit games.
I want the balance of the game being produced to be mostly artistic value and then secondary market value.
And there are those games out there, but they're not Mario Kart. You think Mario Kart? Look, Mario Kart.
No, I don't agree with Mario Kart either. I think Mario Kart 8 was perfect. Why the fuck make another game? Leave it. Mario Kart 8 was fantastic.
All right. See, this is what I mean when I call you contrarian. There's no goddamn way on the world that you really think they should. At that point, why not just stop it at the SNES version of Mario Kart, the very first one? People loved it.
Don't tempt me, dog. I'll take that fucking.
Yeah, you're going back to Mexico. I'm making calls.
JSD in the house at $5. McDonald's chicken strips is a cash grab. Those are going to be in a wrap.
Schneider has just donated $4.99.
I like them.
Chat.
I like the new sauce.
McDonald's chicken strips is a cash grabsby. Those are going to be in the wrap returns.
You goddamn right. Everybody, first off, JSD, thank you. Let's update the amount, Tech. And everybody, please spam JSD's emotes, which he put in a couple of weeks ago, which is the pilot and Groovy from Army of the Dead. I can hardly tell you're faking excitement when you see Kojima talk. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to pretend to care. But that doesn't mean, like, I like Kojima a lot. I think he's a really great developer. But I'm not going to just pretend because it's Kojima. Oh my fucking God. Can I tell you guys something I saw the other day? First, let me say thank you very much to Haunting Human Studio, which is the best fucking name for a studio ever. I wish I would have named Bartlett Jones that. Welcome to the Diet Soda Soldiers, buddy. We appreciate you being here. But what I would say is I don't know why this sticks in my mind. Yeah, Eternal's right, though. Sometimes the creative gets most of what they want and the business side works itself out if the game sells, but rarely is it entirely an artistic endeavor. Yeah, the fact that we got a green light to make God of War before it was called God of War was because marketing looked at it and Phil Harrison looked at it and said, we can sell that. So before it became what it was something marketing had to say yes to. BT Maverick says, I got to meet Alyssa Mercante at Summer Game Fest. Very cool person. She's very, very cool. She's very, very nice. And she gets a bum rap. PK99 says, Jeff Keighley blowing off Kojima makes people hate him. My understanding about that is that I saw a story where he was apparently blowing Kojima. Not literally, but my understanding is that if you watch that deep dive, it was nothing but a fellatio fest of the man.
Why do people think that he was blowing him off?
I didn't watch it. I don't know. I have no idea. Jaffe is jealous of Kojima. I don't make games anymore. Jaffe, you like Kojima, but you're throwing his hard work away with a blink of an eye with Death Stranding 2. Shut up. That's dumb. Stupid. I can appreciate someone's work, but I don't want to go play that game. I gave the first game 4 hours. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to keep playing it. You go fucking play it. You play it once for me and once for yourself. That way it'll make up for my...
True.
Yeah. And I do love Miyazaki, and I beat both Elden Ring and Bloodborne, Liquid. So take a seat, bitch. I beat both those games, motherfucker.
Speaking about great games that you should beat, have you gone through all of Baldur's Gate 3 yet, or no?
No.
We have to do that sometime.
I want to because when after Baldur's Gate 3, I started playing actual real life D&D.
Yeah.
And so now I know the rules and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, that's now I really understand what a lot of the terms meant that I was like, I guess, I forget even what it was, but the,
Nat 20.
No, I knew what that was, but like, what is it? A trip or a cat trip or
cantrip?
Yeah, I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Now I understand all of that shit. So, is it because Conan O'Brien's in Death Stranding 1, says K-Nubs? I can see Jaffe being someone who does. I think Conan's fucking hilarious. I saw Conan live in New York back when he was doing whatever it was called, the late night. He's fucking, and Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend is a great fucking podcast. He's hilarious.
Yeah, but he's no Louis C.K.
I like Louis C.K. as well.
Hey, Jaffe.
Yeah.
The Baldur's Gate 3, you could do multiplayer. You could do like a whole stream thing.
I don't want to do that.
No, but like go through a co-op thing with people.
We're going to do it,
doing
Jaffe.
it live.
I don't want to.
And then you could take super chats. Like, hey, if you get enough super chats, then I'll let chat choose the next dialogue choice or something.
Okay, well
that
then
could
I'll
be
do
funny.
If I can monetize it and make it into a cash grab, yeah.
We're doing it live, Jaffe. We're doing it for a Saturday stream coming up soon.
That could be funny as hell because there's a lot of really interesting dialogue choices that will lead you down very weird roads.
I'm down with that. All right, buddy, we're gonna let you go. Thank you, Ravenos.
Yep, later, guys.
Bye,
Last
Ravenos.
call of the night is JSD. JSD, good to see you, buddy. What's going on? JSD. What you doing, buddy? Can you hear us? We can't hear you if you're curious. Jaffe, your guest Kojima will be Jeff guest at a Game Awards. Probably. I don't fucking know. Yeah, JSD, we can't hear you, buddy, and we're about to wrap the show. So,
check your mic selected for the app to try and get us to hear you, JSD. By the way, Jaffe, have you heard of the game Date Everything?
Yeah.
Have you tried the demo?
Mm-mm.
Demo just came out on Steam pretty recently. These are people that I reached out to, by the way, for a sponsorship. They never got fucking back to us, these dickheads.
Well, then fuck them. I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, Sassy Chap Games was the fucking developer.
Interesting. Well, fuck.
But you know the concept of the game, right?
I think it's you date everything.
You literally date everything. You go around your house, you can date your toilet, you can date your dirty laundry, you can date a candelabra.
I played a game where you play a house on an island, and the house was going around romancing other architectural structures.
Yeah?
Yeah. But, you know, I don't know.
All right, JSD. I wish I could have heard
tomorrow,
you.
JSD, sorry, buddy, we can't get you on. We'll try it next time. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Tech, I'm assuming we do not want to stream the game demos to YouTube, right? Because kind of what's the point of these goals if we don't live up to them, right? So we'll just kind of say, would you agree with that, Tech, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although the goal was kind of high today. I mean, someone made a comment in the chat that I kind of agree with. Is we could have set a goal incrementally, like every $10 extends our play time by like 10 minutes.
Okay, well, let's do that right now then. So we have $40. What does that get us if we want to stream it on YouTube?
We should do half an hour.
All right, $40 for every half hour. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, if we would have set it up earlier and have it labeled and stuff. But
Jaffe, every year you had streamed the game demos. This year it's behind a paywall goal. Yep. This is the year we figure out if this stream can make money. It's a cash grab, baby. We just rename it all cash grab.
And if not, Jaffe's going to make a new God of War. All right.
Those are stripper prices. You wish. All right. So here's what we're doing then. I like that idea. We're going to kill this stream. I'm going to go take the dog out. We will be back on this channel. Well, I don't know. Yeah, we'll be back on this channel at least for 30 minutes. We'll stream some games. What do we want to stream first?
I have Whisper Mountain Outbreak and I have Wildgate Demo.
So Wildgate is already downloaded.
Both of them are downloaded. Is there any other demo I should get now? I moved my whole setup, so now I'm right next to my fucking router instead of having a
why don't
like
when I'm
60-foot long
taking the dog
internet.
out, why don't you go to Steam NextFest and see if there's any really good multiplayer. Salty Beast, I already played Towerborn early access. I know some people really loved it, but I could not lose myself to it. I was kind of bored. Yeah, Wildgate is a multiplayer thing. It's Shannon's new game. She's producing it, or one of the producers over there, and I want to give it a try. And then obviously we're going to play Ninja Gaiden, Tormented Souls. But look, here's what I'll say: for every $40, we extend 30 minutes, and for every 5 gifteds, we'll let you change the game as long as it's available on Steam. All right, but we'll be back in 30 minutes. In the meantime. We're back tomorrow morning at 9:30 for the morning show. We're back tomorrow night at 6:30.
You said 9:45. Is it now 9:30?
Yeah, let's do 9:30.
All right.
We're back tomorrow at 6:30 for a proper Madhouse with me, Bunny the Button, and Tech the Protection. And then tomorrow morning we have me. Tech will be there. Scorpio will be there. And if Bunny's around, we would love to have Bunny as well, because we're going to be talking about lots of different things tomorrow. It's not really topic centric. Okay. All right, you guys, be well, be safe. Hopefully we'll see you soon. And we're back in 30 minutes. Bye, you guys.
Bye, everybody. You should get Assassin's Arena, Jaffe.
What is that?
Stealth-based multiplayer party game where you blend in with the NPCs, subdue a target, and deceive the opponents. It's like one guy's a cop, and the other players are secret assassins. And it's the cop's job to try and see who's an NPC and who's a player.
All right, hang on. Let me get it real quick.
Assassin's Arena. And if you're listening, everybody, you can also get Assassin's Arena. Join us possibly on the game. We'll see who can get in with us, and we'll play some demos together.
Oh, that does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a little mystery game.
All right. I have just installed it, or I'm installing it now. We'll be back in 30. Bye, you guys.
Bye, everybody.